Good evening, Grinners. I don't know what overlay to use. Do you like the split screen or do you like these gimmicks?
I like the split screen more.
Yeah, me too. It's more personal, you know. Now, I went live a little bit sooner than I intended to because you told me about a scoop before we went on. Basically, what Jaychele did was she switched off the lights over and over again and then said "The Fiend." So I hit go live because I assume you're about to tell me that he's going to debut this weekend at Death Before Dishonor. Is that correct?
Who was expecting me to do that?
I'm expecting you to tell us that's what's going to happen.
Oh, am I supposed to? Because I don't want to put my name on that.
Are you saying that's not the story? The Fiend is not going to be. Is that what you're getting at here?
I don't know what's happening with that, so I decline to comment.
Oh, now you're actually making me think there is something to this. Anyway, I do not expect young Wyndham, but I do expect many good professional wrestlers to be at Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. Also, the late night grill will be represented. Jaychele, before we get into the card and the predictions and all that good stuff, how fired up are you to do some direct coverage of this show?
I'm excited. I had to buy a brand new outfit because they told me to dress professional, and I was going to show up in whore clothes, to be honest. And I'm 100% real on that. I was going to wear a crop top and some jeans, but apparently I cannot do that, so I had to buy a dress and be nice, I guess. I'm going to meet Mercedes Martinez and Claudio, so that should be fun.
Yes.
I was going to meet the Briscoes. Obviously, Joe now knows that, but I don't know what to say to them, so I'm just going to pass on that. I also passed on FTR before, and I now regret passing on FTR, but...
So, this business of having to dress up for a wrestling show, what are we doing, you know? What's going on? You should be able to it's a wrestling show, you know?
But I'm supposed to be a member of the media and be professional and like go to a fucking media scrum. But why can't I just be a cool person who's 17 and wants to wear regular clothes, dude?
Yeah. You wait until they give me a pass, then they'll hear some stuff, you know? Need a suit. I show up in shorts and a Samoa Joe shirt.
I don't think that Tony Khan knows what I look like. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, if he does, he definitely doesn't know that I have black and gray hair. So
how far away do you think you are from saying late night Grin and Tony just immediately being like, what is what is that? Because you've said it a couple of times now.
I've said it twice. I don't know. We shall see what happens. I'm hoping that Samoa Joe is there and I can somehow relay your love of Samoa Joe to him.
Yeah. How would you frame that? Like you've got like a large British friend.
My co-host on the Late Night Grin, Joe Holbert, loves you, Samoa Joe, and now I'm going to get to my question.
You don't even ask. You just say he loves you, and he just nods, and you go anyway.
What am I supposed to say? Like I don't even know. I asked my boyfriend. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to this man to like let him know that Joe loves him or something like that. So
fair. That's fair. I respect.
If anybody has any ideas, like leave them in the comments. Give them to me because I definitely want to like give Joe a shout out. I just don't know how I'm supposed to do that.
Because, like, to be clear, I don't have a suggestion. I wondered if you'd thought it through, but it sounds like you just want to say it and leave it at that.
I don't know, like, what else I'm supposed to like.
What if you don't even do a question? What if you just go, "My friend Joe Holbert loves you." Just walk away.
Can you just say hi to him for me,
like? Don't do that because people will get mad. They'll be like, "This is not serious journalism," you know. It'll be a whole thing.
I'm fucking 17. Get over your shit, dude.
Yeah. To be clear, that was not aimed at me. That was aimed at the masses, right? The Twitter masses. Anyway. I do have to bring Reese's comment on the screen because I didn't want to say this on the Greg Cherry program, but I legitimately thought that Chris Benoit was the pick. I didn't know what to make of that. I was certainly not going to guess Chris Benoit. Inexplicably, not doing a beer when I tell you that Eddie Guerrero didn't even come to my mind. Didn't even think of it.
He didn't.
It wasn't even like I picked other candidates. I just didn't even think of Eddie. I did very much think of Benny, which I feel was unfortunate. So you get what you get. I suppose this is good. Do you think I can get away with this, Jaychele? Sam Joe shirt and a sports blazer.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, fair.
I guess. Well, Sean Ross Sapp told me to wear a blazer, and I politely declined. So you could do that, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I didn't see because I was thought we've had to stay out of the chat. I didn't really see the chat.
Oh, Tope was popping me. He said that I disappointed Ricky.
True. Theme thing. There was a time in my life where I'd have been really good at that game, but even them ones, like the Booker T one, I was just slow on the trigger there. But like Jonathan Coachman is a disgrace.
The fact that they played Ricky and my brain went, just say Ricky Starks, Jaychele.
Yes, yeah.
And that's the hard part. Like,
That's a problem. It's a shame. I don't know.
Can I literally show you what my notes were for that last game?
You left out clues that were there and just wrote why.
That was what I deduced, was that he was white. I should have asked if he was like a person of color or something like that.
I don't know.
That game was not fair. Once they gave me an old person, it was like,
I just
even
think
if it is Eddie Guerrero, like
yeah. To be honest, I forgot guys named Eddie could win stuff.
I forgot that Eddie won the world title, dude.
Really?
And the way that I was thinking about the whole last decade thing was, I was like, oh, last decade is 20 years. So let me think in the 90s or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just not.
That's an incredible thing that you just admitted you did. I respect it very much. The exact quote when
a decade is old to me, dude. Like,
that's not really how it works.
A decade is old. Like,
it's old to all of us.
I immediately
went. The last decade, so I said 20 years. It has a very literal definition.
Dude, I can't. If it's past a decade, it's old to me. So I just need to, like, because if you think about it, a decade ago, I was 8, not watching wrestling.
I understand, yeah. I get
and I don't have a good concept of time.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, because you're so young, a decade is like, it's more than half your life. I get it, but at the same time, a decade, no matter if you're 80 or 10, is like
20 years ago. It's close enough to the 90s for me. Leave me alone.
It's close, yeah. It's close.
It's 3 years away, which is enough for me to go, oh shit, 90s.
Listen, you know me. We go in, we draw the house, we lose the game. You know, I'm a businessman. It's what it is. I see myself as the Terry Funk of this shit. You know what I mean?
I think I was just there for that Jade moment, and that was all that we needed. So that's fine.
That was destiny, right?
Yeah.
Had to be. Okay. Ring of Honor.
This is the Grin, so I've now decided to finally throw my ball at the ceiling, so if it falls in my head. Oh my god, it actually stuck. Oh my god, it actually stuck. Is it coming down? It's stuck.
Oh no, this is gonna be a thing that happens on the air now.
Oh
that
no.
is unfortunate.
Oh my god. Ah! I caught it! I got it! Yes, let's go. Let's go.
Okay. Death Before Dishonor. I do have to say that I'm genuinely, all bits aside, so excited for this show. This is the most excited I've been for a wrestling pay-per-view since, like, I think I'm the one I've settled on is All Out 2021, just because that had so much. Like, Danielson was coming in and Punk was wrestling again. But this card is killer, especially the main 5 matches that that got the countdown treatment. Have you seen the countdown show, by the way?
I did not watch it because I did not get home until very late to watch Dynamite, so I haven't really caught up on anything. So I'm
genuinely, I legitimately recommend it. It's that good. The Garcia Yuta segment is incredible.
Okay, you're speaking my language.
Yeah, it's great. So it's a tremendous lineup. Ring of Honor, I think, has got a little bit of buzz here for people that don't usually watch. You and I were both Ring of Honor fans before, what happened. But I think people that just watch AEW have kind of got some interest here, which is, a credit to the job they've done with the lineup and some of the TV build too. So, as we get underway here, I think we're going to do a couple of different things. We're going to pick winners. We're going to guess cage match rating. And we are also going to rate our own excitement level. Okay?
Okay.
Now, is
it hindered by the fact that I'm going to the show? I'm actually very concerned that this ball is going to fall and hit me, so I keep looking up.
Yeah, I feel this is going to happen soon.
Come on!
Do you feel like it's on its way, though, or are you just, assuming it's going to come down?
If I sit up straight, it will definitely hit me. Ah, shit! Oh, fuck, I missed it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. The way you caught the first one, I wasn't sure it was like a mythology that would get you very far. But I could be wrong. Okay, let's go through this.
It's in the corner now.
What are they calling the pre-show, the 0 hour?
Oh my god! Did you see that?
Yes. That's all.
Sorry.
This is very difficult for me after we just did, all right?
No.
We're in this together.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going to turn my fan towards me. So
is it 0? Is it the 0 hour? The 0 hour?
What 0 hour.
Allison Kay, Willow Nightingale. This is a cool one, right? Cool to see Allison get this shot, get an opportunity on this stage. Hopefully, somewhere she may be able to stick. Obviously, Willow is someone we're both big fans of. You especially, she's on Wrestling Fightness, which you can get into in a second. Let's start with excitement level for this one. Allison Kay, Willow Nightingale, Jaychele. Give me a number 1 to 10. How excited are you for this?
Joe, you know the answer. It's fucking 10.
Yeah.
One, I wasn't really even expecting another women's match on the card, but like I didn't think they were even going to do a pre-show really because it seemed like also like thin almost in terms of like how the card was like being booked or whatever, or even just like last minute, I guess. But to be fair, they do like last minute pre-show announcers for the regular pay-per-views too. So I'm excited to see the match. I love Allison Kay. I love Willow. I've met both of them. They're both pretty dope people. So yeah, I think I'm personally biased with this one, but I'm also excited to see Willow again wrestle, especially like in her hometown, basically. Not her hometown. She was born in Long Island, but she went to school in Mass. So
Yeah, it's a fun one. I'm personally probably like the 7 range just because like there's not like a hook to it, but it's just a cool match. I
you know
will.
me, Joe. The hook is the woman.
No, absolutely, I get it completely. I'm high on both women too. In terms of result, this is Willow's, right?
Oh, it has
Feels
to
like
be
yeah.
for sure.
I think the key is that Allison's got the booking, and hopefully she'll perform at the level she's capable of, and she'll stick around.
I think it's
Because
interesting because wasn't Allison in like that tag tournament, or she was in the like original AEW
she
or
was
something like
in
that?
the thing that she did was when the pay per view where Eddie worked Mox, which was Full Gear 2020.
Okay.
She worked Serena for the NWA title on the pre-show,
Okay.
which was
Okay.
after she'd left the NWA. But so that was what the deal was. I don't think she was in the tag tournament.
Okay. Sorry, I might just be making
No,
stuff
it's
up.
no, it's a thing that happened. Like she was in the promotion for a moment there. This is a big thing for me. Hopefully, she can get out of NWA because that place just made an absolute fucking joke of itself today once again, which was
I
incredibly
only
embarrassing.
saw 2 matches. Did they
That's
announce
all you
more?
needed to see. No, that's all you needed.
Because I saw the tables match, which was Bubba Ray and
Which is
somebody
the
else.
better match of the two, which is like
Who's the other guy? Who's he facing? Bubba Ray and who?
Mike Knox.
Okay, that's what I thought. The other one is Tyrus and Trevor
Yeah.
Murdoch.
I
Oh my
actually
god! At my graduation party, some
Trevor
people.
Murdoch.
No, stop. Some people from down the street, they saw that I did wrestling. They go, "Oh, do you like Tyrus?" I said,
Oh dear, that's unfortunate.
"No, no, 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 no."
I actually
No.
got
How
like
do you know who Tyrus is? I know you know who Tyrus is, so now you and me got problems.
indeed. I actually got like kind of mad about that situation. You know, like I understand it's not good and they're like a shitty wrestling promotion, but to be that uninspired and lazy that you do those matches on your anniversary show, which is like your pay per view, it's awful. It's really terrible. But anyway, so that's the pre-show match. Do we think this is the whole main show card, or are we going to get an addition? Because we're at 6 matches.
I mean,
I guess.
I think Tony kind of said it was going to be a little bit shorter in length, so maybe like one more main card match and then like 2 pre-shows or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, because there is a chance that one of these 2 title matches goes like really long.
Yeah.
Like the FTR match, FTR Briscoes could absolutely go 45 minutes, right? It's 3 falls.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I saw some takes that thought Claudio and Gresham was going to draw.
I saw that too. So that kind of feels relevant as we look at this. Again, they may add matches. We're currently at 6. So.
Yeah, that triple threat match. I mean, the triple threat match, the trios match. I was very confused with, but
yeah, I wasn't particularly excited about that. So,
do you know that Vincent is an Impact Wrestling star?
He wrestles in Impact Wrestling. I don't know about the word star, but yeah, he's around.
He's a member of Honor No More.
He is, which again, that's why I was hesitant on the star part of that. But anyway, let's get into that match. Before we do, actually, we had 3 games we were going to play. What is going to be the cage match rating for Allison Kay and Willow Nightingale? What do we think? I'll set a line at. I will set the line at a 6.5. Jaychele, over under 6.5.
Under.
What did you just do?
Black women under.
Because visually it just looked like you counted to 2 and was like, that's where it's gonna. That was unfortunate. It's quite the visual you get. Okay.
No, I went black women. Those are the fails. So
look
under.
At this 6.41.
See, my thinking. So I was like,
yeah, no, that's fine. I think it'll be just under. It'll be like
some 6. Of the cage match people incels.
All of them, man. It's part of it. It's part of the charm.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Charm was
I
probably not the best word.
Anything,
I probably shouldn't have said charm, right? I don't know.
Part of their gimmick.
I'm not on
Their
Cage
gimmick.
Match.
It's their gimmick.
I don't have a spreadsheet, but they're absolutely, like to think. Basically, this is the best way I put it. Think about what I just said. I don't have one, and think about how much of a fucking nerd I am. You know what I mean? Like, imagine the folks that have one. Very difficult. Trios titles. The Righteous. Vincent, Bateman, and Dutch.
2, maybe.
Up again. Hang on, that's another game. We'll get back to it. I like that you just converted fully to the rating game. Just say a number and move on.
No, that was my excitement. That was my excitement.
Okay, good. All right, okay.
I mean, it goes for Cage Match too. That's my rating as well.
Right. Dalton Castle and the boys. So your excitement level is a 2, is what you're saying.
Yes.
This feels unnecessary, doesn't it?
Why is this happening? I mean,
Yeah,
I think Tony likes Dalton and likes his appeal, which I get is cool and everything. I don't want to see the boys wrestle. Like, I would have just given him a singles match against somebody. Like, let me think.
Someone good.
Maybe Josh Woods.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Someone good.
I mean, someone who could be a placeholder. Really, is what I'm thinking. Like maybe an Alex Zane even would have been nice. But
he could have wrestled Cabana, right? He could have wrestled someone who's just got a pulse.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well, Cabana's supposed to have another match.
Yeah, that feels like it could be on the. That feels like it could be on the pre-show though, right? It was
last for sure.
Yeah, I didn't love this being added, to be honest. Partly because the belt's coming back, it feels so unnecessary.
No, Silas! No, Silas!
It feels unnecessary to me to put the belts back. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm probably with you a lot on that too, which is unfortunate. I do think on the card itself, this will separate some of the bigger matches, probably, right? To give you guys in the building a chance to switch off for a little bit, which happens.
Bathroom break.
There you go. As for the result, are we putting these belts on Dalton and the boys?
Yes. Can I answer this now?
Yeah, you can.
So basically what happened was Silas Young made some shirts during Black History Month that were basically saying that he supported Black people.
Yeah,
it was like real men hate racism or something like that. Yeah. Something like that. And then when people asked if he was donating the money to charity, he said no. And then he basically took screenshots and showed everybody how much money he donated 5 years ago to a random elementary school.
It was difficult, yeah. Yeah.
Happy to remind you, especially during Black History Month. Once again, would like to state that.
Remember when he went 12 minutes with Hangman Adam Page on AEW Dynamite for no apparent reason? And it was never referenced again?
And Adam Cole was on commentary hyping him up.
Fucking ruled. Imagine, whatever. All right, well, do we think Dalton and the boys are getting the belts?
Yes.
I do too. It feels like the Righteous.
I don't think how are the Righteous gonna?
But what do you do with Dalton and the boys as champs? Do you just get rid of the belts then?
I don't even. I'm trying to think of. I mean, I guess you could just bring them in and have somebody beat them. I guess not the Dark Order. I mean, I guess you could have somebody lower beat them, like the Dark Order, and then have somebody else win them, like Undisputed Era or something, Undisputed Elite or something like that. I guess.
I don't know if they're gonna be around. Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it takes time, obviously, for that. So, I guess
this is probably right. This is probably why the belts are staying around.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
They're probably because of the tag belts, like the Briscoes FTR stuff. They're probably not going to put the belts on Khan and Toa. So then you can do the trios with Cage. So that's probably what it's for. They'll probably kill Dalton and the boys, right? That's what they'll do. Okay.
Cage match rating.
Oh yeah, I'll set the line at a 5.
Actually, well, Dalton has a back brace under.
Oh, you was gonna say over, and then you remember the back. I think he's doing okay right now.
I actually like him. I actually like him. Is he problematic?
No.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that with such confidence. He might be. I think he'll be over. I actually think it'll be. I think it'll be quite good.
I mean, it might be. I don't really give enough of a fuck.
Yeah, who could care, right? Pure rules. Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, potential show stealer here. Two guys who definitely see themselves as kind of rivals forever, I think. Very, very excited for this. Excitement level for you, Jaychele? What do you think?
Well, it increased after interviewing Yuta because I am knowingly biased, and I admit that, so I don't really give a fuck. I think a 9, 8.5.
Yeah, I'm at a 9 for this. My one concern is I think Pure Rules can be I think pure rules could either really unlock the match and make it special, or it could limit it sort of and kind of
I
throw
have a
them off
good
their
feeling
game.
about this one though. Like
I
I
do too.
feel like Garcia and Yuta like study fucking pure rules shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And because the way that I was talking to Yuta about it is like he was like he knows what the fuck is going on when it comes to pure rules. I mean, he would want to. He's a champion. So I can't wait to see if Yuta remembers me at the media scrum when I have completely different hair from when I interviewed him.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Keep me updated on that. Yeah, I'm very, very excited for this one. The result is really interesting here because I kind of think Garcia's going to win. Am I crazy, Jaychele? What do we think? Is Yuta going to get his belt? How do we think this is going to go?
Well, I think Yuta wins because Jericho won, and I think that they want to give BCC a lot of gold. So
Yeah.
if I'm thinking Claudio wins, I mean, I guess it could go to a draw too, but I'm really thinking Claudio wins here. Um, so yeah, I think that Yuta still has it. I think they're not gonna break up BCC. I think when Yuta loses it is when they'll kind of either like force him out or something like that or whatever.
Right.
But that's my thoughts.
I just. My issue is for a range of things here. I like this as an idea. Like
I
Daniel Garcia
don't.
working these matches a certain way
Oh
pops me.
no.
But more importantly, and this is something I've struggled with shake, I just see Garcia as being higher on their like pecking order, which I don't think is the case anymore. I think that's changed with the new stuff with
I
Yuta.
think it changed once Yuta joined BCC. I kind of saw him like
Yeah.
as higher up, especially when I like imagine the level of matches Garcia is having right now. I feel like if they really valued Garcia like the way they get valued Yuta, they'd be putting him in tag matches with Jericho, like
Mm,
2-on-2 tag matches like they do with Mox and like Brian and everything,
yeah.
and like trios and stuff like that. And I feel like they still see Sammy in that spot. So until Garcia can kind of like be Sammy for them, I don't really see it yet.
Who are you higher on out of those two?
That's a
Just,
deep
not just
question.
professionally. Like we love both guys. I'm just interested, genuinely interested.
Garcia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. They're both
I
very, very
think
good.
Garcia has a different aspect of personality that
I agree. Yeah.
sometimes it seems like because he doesn't get enough time to bring it out of him. And I feel like Yuta more so is like even in his like real life, I feel like he's more like laid back and like doesn't turn it up as much as Garcia would.
What you're saying is.
Oh
But
my
I
god,
will
have you seen
say,
those X-rays where they do somebody and then they
yeah,
have like the dog and I
it
love
fucking
those.
rules. I will say Joe's Utah is way over to the AEW crowd, much more
He
so than
gets big
Garcia. So
pops, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
very excited for it. I'm going to set the cage match rating. Actually, you've convinced me. I think Utah is going to win. I think you're right. Cage match rating. I'm going to set the line, and I'm going to set the line an 8.5.
Um,
It's a high number. That's high for
it is
pure rules. That is
high.
high.
I think it's equal. I think it's like around there. I think they're gonna hit.
I don't think you can do that. I feel like it's kind of defeats the
Fine, I'll
object
go
as well.
under and I'll say they'll get 8. Okay, you make you happy.
Much happier, yes. I couldn't have slept tonight if you said
Oh
push.
my
All
god,
right.
like the fucking Liv Morgan shit. Can they coexist? And you made me choose Liv Morgan or somebody else.
Yes. Remember that?
Who was the other person you made me choose? And I chose that person over Liv Morgan. Was it Jade Cargill? Chris Statlander.
Factual. That was a hell of a show. We're going to do the sequel to that at some point. By the way, next week's schedule is strong. You aware of this? Have you heard about it? You heard the
No,
rumors?
you only informed me of one thing that I haven't even done my part of yet.
You got a week. It's fine.
I'll do it tonight. I'll try to do it tonight.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
How
I know.
is tomorrow Friday? Where
So this
has
is-
my week gone?
This is Thursday. And yesterday was Wednesday. So if you
And
kind
then
of
the day
follow.
after is Saturday.
Yeah, so if you follow like tradition, convention, generally you're going to find yourself at Friday tomorrow. Or for me today, you know. All right.
I hope they get like a 9 though. I really hope they do it.
Honestly, it would make me really happy for the talk on Sunday morning to be this was the best match on the show. That would be like a really big deal. For
I'm
these
really
guys.
hopeful because like I think they both can do it, and
Yeah.
I want to rewatch their indie match, like their 60-minute Ironman, because they reposted it, or their 60-minute draw. Sorry, I want to watch it again before I go and see it. But I already know I'm gonna be losing my fucking shit, and I hope that everybody else is losing their fucking shit too. I know I'm gonna be losing my shit during Achion and the Briscoes. Everything I said before, I take it back.
This like core 5 of the card is unbelievably good. Like, I genuinely would put this up against any AEW like top. Like, I'm aware the star power is not quite as high, but for like us, Gresham, the Briscoes, Utah, and Garcia, like, I understand to the general viewer of AEW it might not be a big deal, but to me, it's like it's tremendous.
I'm also personally excited that Caprice and Ian are going to be back on the show. That was like a really important piece of this for me. And Tony obviously is speaking very highly of them.
They're the best
So I
team
love
in
that. I
wrestling.
love that for Caprice. I love that for my uncle.
They're genuinely, I think they're the best team in wrestling. I think they're so good. That's sort of another reason you should watch the countdown. They're amazing on that. To answer this, we haven't got Regal knighted yet. I've actually tried legitimately. I've looked into how this is done. It's one of the things I want to do before I die. Get William Regal a knighthood. I think he actually has a shot. So we'll do that, and then we'll look at Nigel after Manny. By the way, hi Manny. Hope you're doing well, pal. All right. That was a grin. You did a
Is
grin
anybody?
there.
Yeah, is anybody in the chat going to the show?
Manny is. Manny's in the front row. He's managing
Joe.
Samoa Joe to level up the odds against Sonjay and Satnam Singh.
I forgot that's happening.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna make that my bathroom break match.
Look, man, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't put this on the screen, but God bless this troll and how little he realizes how relevant this is today. We started the fucking show with that stuff, man. You ain't spooking us on that front today, all right? Here's what it is.
I
Anyway.
like garlic, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Are you talking about the person or the food?
I was talking about the food, personally.
Oh, me too. Okay.
Yeah.
I like garlic powder. I like garlic minced. I like actual garlic. I like garlic in all my food.
That was insightful.
I'm a garlic girl.
I'm a garlic girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Meech was gonna go. I hope that you'll go to the Worcester show if you can. Worcester. People have been on me all day.
I love that you put this at 3 times.
Because I have to correct myself.
This is what I've heard, genuinely. Like, I've heard that Manny's like got off. He's in the finish, is what I've heard. So,
wow,
is what it is.
It's on
what?
Wednesday. I'm having a conversation with Meech. Sorry, it's on Wednesday.
That's fine. Talking to the chat, classic grin. In a minute we start arguing with them. That's when you really know you're getting over. You know, it's good stuff.
They like me today. We're on a good front.
Yeah, factual. Mercedes Martinez. Serena
oh my god!
Deeb.
As you said, Mercedes Martinez. Somebody talked about another Mercedes.
This is a sleeper one. I'm not sure this will be the best match on the card, but this is going to be really good. I think. 2 of the division's veterans, 2 of the toughest women in wrestling history, honestly. Been and seen an awful lot in pro wrestling, you know, like been doing this thing for a long time. I'm happy for them to get this shot and this moment because I think they're going to get some time and I think they're going to kick the shit out of each other. I am an 8 for in terms of my excitement for this. I genuinely think in ring this is going to be excellent. Jaychele, where do you stand?
I'm at a 7.
Yeah.
I wish I liked Serena Deeb more. As you know, I'm not always the biggest fan of her, but I feel like I'm really gonna like the match. I really enjoy Mercedes Martinez, especially as a person. I really can't wait to meet her. She's so nice and so sweet and genuine. Not that matters in terms of wrestling, but yeah, I'm very intrigued. I would say to see how this match goes.
Well, look, the build has been what it is, right? It's very like we want a reason to book this match, and they just sort of did the tag thing. It didn't have much meat to it, but ultimately, let's get in the ring, and I think it's going to work. I will say too, and again, Jaychele, I'm being a bit of a broken record here. The countdown has an incredible segment for these 2 with like their history. It's really cool. So
I saw the pictures and stuff.
Yeah, it was good shit. Yeah. I agree with Bill's Mafia. I think Deeb's taking the belt. The Deeb Dojo thing, I think, is relevant to that. What do we think, Jaychele? Title change? You on board with this?
Sure.
Wow, I was spitting like a strong take. What, yes or no? There, you're not sure.
I mean, if Willow is chasing, I'm fine. Whoever wants the belt, I don't give a fuck as long as Willow gets it.
Do you not kind of feel like Willow's a better like? This is the one thing I have the issue I have with the Willow situation. She feels like a better fit for TV than a lot of the women, and it's like, aren't there women that would be better to go off of the main stage and do the Ring of Honor thing?
All I'm gonna say is, as long as Willow's there, I'm for it.
I get it. Yeah, I understand it.
I would love for her to be on TV, like be spotlighted more strongly. but I'll take what I can get.
I understand. I just think she's so charismatic. I feel like she's someone I'd be trying. Whatever, it's fine. It's you're choosing between good options, obviously. Cage match rating, Jaychele, I'm going to say 7.5 over under Mercedes Serena. Serena generally rates well, from what I can recall.
I don't know. I want in the middle again.
I feel like you don't understand that I set the line accordingly, and then you have to pick one of the other. It feels like you're I set it specifically so it's close. That's the sort
Well,
of
I've
game.
decided it's the line.
We can't do that. We can't continue. We can't do it. We've thrown off the airwaves. Over or under?
The line.
Remember, this is a key factor, Jaychele. Remember, cage match ratings.
I'm gonna look up Serena Deeb's last match, and then that's what I'm gonna give it. You think I'm joking, Joe? Because I'm 100% serious.
Any last match? Wow.
No, not a dark match.
Like the Thunder Rosa match, yeah?
Yeah, we'll call Thunder Rosa match.
Here we go, folks. Hold the phone. Don't write anything yet. We haven't got a decision.
Let me see. They received a 7.36.
So under.
I guess. There we go.
Hell of a line, right? Give me some credit. That was a hell of a line. All right. Up next.
Is it time?
Ring of Honor World Television title.
Oh, no, it's not.
Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal with Sonjay Dutt and Satnam Singh. This match is one that, like, my excitement is exclusively Joe being back in Ring of Honor. I think the match will be good. I don't think it's like the most blockbuster match. I think it's a cool matchup, but I don't think it's like, mind blowing. So I'm at an 8 just on Joe. That's where I'm at.
-10.
That's not true. That's spiteful. I understand the reasons, but come on, let's be fair here, Jaychele. Let's be fair.
He given this to me both times I've asked the question. I'm giving it a -10. I'm for real. That shit is so boring to me.
Does he actually say it every time?
Not to everybody, but every time I've asked a question, he said it to me.
What percentage of the time does he say that's a great question?
My boyfriend said he's only done it for about 5 questions a media call. And there's around, I want to say, like 20 questions. So around like 25%.
God, he counted. That rules.
No, my boyfriend was just paying attention. He loves me very much. So any accomplishment, he will track it for me.
Yeah, I get it. I think, -10 seems spiteful if it was like a personal shot. But I respect it.
I mean, I like Joe, so that's why I didn't give it a -100.
I appreciate that. It was a very, very nice gesture on your part. What do you think the result is? Are we going to get a title change here? What do you think? Shoot seems pretty bullish on a title change. Do you think we're going to get a title change here for the Ring of Honor World TV title?
Samoa Joe, but are they going to pin some?
It's difficult, right?
Cheating, yeah. Title change.
Yeah, it feels to me like they're going to get this belt off him, because I just feel like the belt doesn't really make sense for Joe at this point in his career. You could argue it doesn't make sense for Jay, but I feel like Joe's going to move on to a different part of his career here. So we shall see. I'm reluctantly, unfortunately, picking Jay Lethal to win. The rating, I'm going to say a 7. Jaychele.
Over.
A -10 excitement on an over 7 match.
It's because they're fucking incels.
It rules. All right, fair. You seem resentful of Cage Match. You aware they're one of our leading sponsors?
How much money have they given me, Joe?
Well, about the same amount they gave me, but I just kind of like to pretend, for the sake of my formalities. It feels good. We haven't got any codes yet from Fight TV.
Do you want a code?
Very much so, yeah.
Do you actually, Joe? I mean,
I think we should have codes. Yeah,
Joe,
we should, right?
Do you want me to work to get you a code?
But it's not so much a personal code. I want to be able to share.
I know. I'm saying, do you actually want me to do it?
Yes. I've been wanting this for 2 years. Please.
Joe, you never
Please. I'm desperate for it. Come on.
Oh my God.
It's when I retire. That's all I need.
I can reach out to some people.
Let's do it. Cause now, come on.
Joe.
I've been waiting 2 years.
This
This is a real thing. I've been trying for years.
Are you for real?
No one has ever reached out to me. I have no clue who to reach out to. Multiple friends of mine have codes and never have explained to me how it works. I was on Fightful.
Do you actually? Okay. After we get
That's
off
the
this,
leading
okay,
website.
Joe. After we get off this call, I'll actually put in
Okay.
a request to someone because
Okay.
I mean I can't say how I have. I know people that know people.
It's my time, folks.
I'm gonna try my best. I will not make any promises
It's too
because I
late.
don't.
It's too late. It's too late.
I'm
Like
trying my
this is
best.
the end. This is a crossroads. Like either it happens and I retire, or it doesn't and I quit forever and you never see me again. Is what it is, right?
I'm
This is where we
trying my
stand.
best. I will try my best, guys. Okay.
Okay. I'm joking, of course. Samoa Joe's back. The big man is back.
Joe, do you actually want a code though? Do you actually?
No, like I'm not doing. I'm literally desperate to have codes on this platform. Like it would
Okay.
pop me so.
Okay.
You do not realize what the amount of content I could get out just having
Does
the
the
codes.
show matter? Like, what show are you looking for codes for? Do you want Ric Flair's last match?
I just want like, it's not even a specific show. I just want to open the door. Do you know what I mean? Like I just want us to have. I feel like
So Ric Flair's last match is what I'm
that's
hearing.
fine. That's fine. But like the key is, I want to have that relationship where we can do. You know those tweets. You know those tweets where it's like retweet. Like we should be able to do those. You know?
We have enough followers. I can make something
Yeah.
happen.
We have over 200 patrons. You know, pretty good.
I
It's
can
more
make.
than the Good Brothers had.
I would try to make something happen.
Thank you.
I'll reach out a few different ways to see who I can get in touch with.
God bless. All right.
Joe,
At some point,
you do realize that their information is public, correct?
yeah, no, I'm not going to like look it up. I just want to tweet about it. You know,
Why?
because that's cheating.
How is that cheating?
Like if you do it for me and like put me over and tell them that I'm a serious guy, then I feel like I've done it. If I like reach out to them and tell them I'm a serious guy, then it's like, well, fuck, you know.
Okay, so I got you. I
Yeah.
understand.
It's the way I work. It's also why I don't ask to be on any shows whatsoever and just wait for people to ask for me, which has not worked out always a career choice. Please don't do that. Please don't just wait for people to ask you. It's bad, very bad. Speaking of such,
what I'm hearing is I should ask to be on Grapsity.
Any show you want to be on, any relationship in the landscape you want to form, you should pursue. You should never, ever do what I do, which is just wait around because it's always ended poorly. I'm sorry, I've just seen something that really caught me way off guard.
Can you message it to me?
You wouldn't. I'll explain to you after. You wouldn't get it.
Okay.
It's a very inside.
Okay.
At some point on Saturday night, I'm going to tweet the big man is back, and that'll pop me. Even when Samoa Joe loses, we'll have to have a meeting about professional wrestling. Okay, what do you want to do between the two big main events, the Gresham match or the FTR match? What do you want to do first?
Gresham.
Jonathan Gresham, Claudio Castagnoli, the Ring of Honor World Title. I'm still stunned they're doing this already. I thought this would be a match they get to in 2-3 months. I'm really excited. Two of my absolute favorite in-ring guys. Cannot wait to see what they come up with. I do think a draw is on the table, but it feels like Claudio's night. Before we do that, excitement level, Jaychele, Gresham and Claudio, where do you stand?
I'm pretty high. I think I'm at like an 8, 9-ish.
Yeah, 9 for me. It's in a weird way because they're totally different in a lot of ways. It feels like this style matchup's going to work, right? With Claudio throwing Gresh around and him grabbing an arm and grabbing a leg and doing all sorts.
Oh,
you know?
for sure. I'm really excited because the way that I forgot Tony Khan's name. Great. The way Tony Khan was talking about in the media call was that it seems like Claudio's getting his first world title. So good for Claudio.
It does. I do think there's a lot of moving pieces here as he seeks this TV deal. You know, what was your read on that today, Jaychele? The way he answered about the TV deal, did it sound to you like he has sank on the way, or did it sound like he's still
something
very much
with Warner Bros? It seemed like something with Warner Bros too. So, and the Briscoes are signed to. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about it in a minute, but the Briscoes are signed to a contract, which obviously makes things a little bit more difficult with Warner Bros. But I still think it's gonna.
It feels like they've worked that out, right?
I would think so. I think they would have to, especially since it's going to be on BR now and everything like that. Because I think it's so interesting that they draw the line at the homophobic comments made years ago that were since apologized for and have had people vouch for them, but they don't draw the line at Jay Lethal.
Yeah, that stuff's always bizarre. And I think their reasoning is
I apologize to anybody who just saw me do that. I really apologize.
I didn't see it, no. I accept the apology anyway. I'm staying in good graces for these fight codes. So Claudio and Gresh, Do we? It feels like Claudio's winning, right? Is that our conclusion? Jay, shall we picking Claudio together?
Yeah.
All right. Cage match rating. You ready? Your favorite game? Over
Oh,
under.
my ball on the floor.
Over under an 8. Should be over, right?
Over. I would say over.
The
Do they
only
like
reason.
Gresham or no? Because he's short.
Oh yeah, no, they love him. Yeah,
Okay,
he
good.
does all the nerdy shit like Pops me.
I like the
Um,
nerdy shit.
yeah. Uh, the reason I would say it kind of lower is I do think this match, the way they do the finish could upset some people. You know,
Fair.
I do think there's a chance of that, but I'm very very excited for it, but not quite as excited as I am for FTR versus the Briscoes. Jay, you know where I'm at on this. First match is my favorite wrestling match ever. I think. I didn't think we were going to get this rematch ever, let alone this soon. We're getting it on Saturday. 2 out of 3 falls. The Briscoes, of course, have a great history in this
Throw him
match
in the
type.
air.
They have a great history in this match type. FTR on the run of their life. Amazing promo on Wednesday from Dax in particular, but Cash was great in that segment too.
Dax almost
So
made me
much to like.
cry.
It was unbelievable. So much to like here. Full 10 for me. Jaychele, you with me on the full marks here?
Oh yeah, I did the.
You did? Shades of Ty Dillinger, right? Didn't he
How do you
used to
make
like?
those hands?
He used to like flare them though, didn't he? Yeah. Could
You
you
mean
imagine
Sean Spears?
if he did the exact same entrance, but he just didn't flare them all and just did this? Just walked out with those things.
Can I make a comment on this quickly?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to say that for many, many years, people have underestimated the amount of interest that Black people have in wrestling, especially because of people like Jeff Hardy and John Cena, and the fact that they grew up on much of the Attitude Era. It's just there's no longer anybody to get them interested in wrestling anymore. So that's why that Kevin Gates clip has gone viral. It was on TMZ, it was on Shade Room, it was on No Jumper, it was on like everything. So it's definitely worth their time to invest in stuff like that, especially if they're gonna have people like Starks and Swerve and Keith and Jade, of course, because Jade had Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah,
Um,
right. That was fucking insane. The
I
way
was
that,
like, what
the
the
way
fuck?
that, yeah, the way he just walked out.
You can't just bring out Jermaine Dupri. Like, what the fuck, dude?
That was funny.
But yeah,
The one thing I'll say is, I think it was definitely worthwhile. It was a cool moment. The punch was incredible. They
it was
have
like a
to.
shoot punch.
Yes, it was the chat and the way that he grabbed it. That was just art. The challenge with that stuff is finding the balance between like getting the thing that you want in terms of a moment, but not doing like stuff that detracts from the show. Because the moment was great, but like the first half of that segment was less great. You know, so
I don't even understand what they were saying for most
yeah,
of
it
their
was
promo.
weird. Yeah,
I think I have an issue with Swerve a bit. I as much as it hurts
personal
me to
one.
no. As much
Oh,
as it hurts me to say this, I think Swerve thinks he's too cool.
yeah.
Like I think he thinks he's a little bit cooler than he is. Like he doesn't have those awkward wrestler moments where he's like, you dig or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, no, I don't dig. Like it's like there's awkward little like sayings he'll have, or like I don't know. I guess it's like maybe a little bit like too cocky for me. I don't even know what it is. Like it's like I don't have obviously a problem with him as a wrestler. I love his wrestling. It's just like there's a little bit of like promo stuff where I'm just like
So this is where I'd love to agree, but the problem with that is in about 2 days I'm going to a Progress Wrestling show to see Swerve wrestle live, and I feel like if I said he's not cool, but based on the fact that I'm doing that, I feel that would make me like
well, I'm not saying that.
unbelievable.
I also don't
Yeah,
think you can comment on it because I think a lot of it has to do with being a Black
absolutely
person
true. That was just my reason.
and his
That was my excuse. No, in all seriousness, we've actually talked about on Retire the Rankings about like him finding his groove as a promo where he's the character he wants to be without feeling like he's kind of not being himself in a way. You're right. Like it's a challenge, I think, is what it is.
it's a little bit over the top for me. Like I think like some stuff, I feel like he's probably a very cool, down to earth person. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes he might just turn it up a little bit too much. Like you know how people turn up their personalities or whatever.
How do you feel about the mogul stuff?
I don't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, it's cool because it gives him an opportunity to bring in other people and stuff like that, and then go to the Grammys and all that cool stuff. But like, maybe I need to look up the definition of what a mogul is because
You're looking at one.
me, I say it.
You know my favorite thing about Swerve?
Important or powerful person. Oh,
You know my favorite thing about Swerve?
well, I'm a mogul. What the fuck?
Jaychele, do you know my favorite thing about Swerve?
Sorry. Yes.
You know how he spells his name?
What's the 3?
Free. All caps, free in the middle, but not on the end. Your faults.
Okay.
Agreed. So anyway, we're at
Oh my
yeah.
god, pop. I got a huge pop. So apparently there's a plan to launch a new NWA Women's Television Championship.
Oh my
According to the
god.
report, the belt has been discussed as a potential vehicle to push, guess who? Allison
Angelina
Kay.
Love. Oh, she could leave on Saturday. That rules. Respect. Big props to TK for that one. I bet that was done on purpose. Okay, so we're at a 10 for this one. Jaychele, genuine questions. I think this is interesting. This match is a lot less predictable than it was, isn't it? Seriously, this has changed now very, very much. I'm going to do it. I'm going to swing the fence. Briscoes are winning here. What do you think?
FTR. I don't think they're losing yet.
Problem is, if FTR. the, problem, the
Sorry.
problem is. The problem
My
is
mom was here.
if FTR if FTR win, what do you do with them next? They just beat Swerve and Outlook. How do we do this? They're number one for so long. I get the sense they may do a title shift here and then they can kind of go in a different direction. I don't know. It feels like things have changed with the Young Bucks losing and with the Briscoes being signed. I'm not sure. Am I overthinking this? I might be.
I'm trying to think of like tag teams they can even face.
Right?
I
Feels
mean,
like if FTR win, they have to just like wrestle for the AEW titles.
what do they do with an FCR loss though? Like what they're still doing?
I think honestly, I think there's a chance you do something with the Bucks involved and you do a triple threat with Briscoes, FTR, Bucks.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Because you kind of set the stage for that super card, right? When they hit the ring.
Oh, I forgot they were there.
Yeah. So, like, there's a lot you could do with that.
I'd also like to say that this is like very convenient in terms of wanting to bring in other AEW stars who aren't even booked in the card because literally they have their Worcester show in 4 days after it, so they're
There you go.
probably already in town anyway. So if they want to do the Bucks, like
I get why you're picking FTR. They probably will win, but I think it's fun that it's become way more interesting on the week of when wrestling often goes the other way and it becomes more and more clear who is winning.
I'm super excited to see this match live. I feel like, oh my god, it gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to walk into this match in terms of like expectations. Like,
Yep.
they know how big this match is too. That they're just gonna have to fucking go.
That's what makes it special, right? Like, what the question is, what do these four guys do when trying to produce a sequel to their best match ever? And it's like that's a question that in most wrestlers' hands is terrifying, but I feel like these guys are gonna have ideas and they're gonna know what they're gonna like. They're gonna have a clear approach.
Right now,
Can't
it's
wait.
my second favorite tag match after like giving it a rewatch or 3.
Yeah. What's your first?
Hangman and Kenny versus Bucks.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
They're the top two.
that's one of the first matches that introduced me to AEW. Anyway, I think it was like the second full match I saw because I watched a bit of Dark.
That match is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Cage match rating, your favorite game, Jaychele? Gonna set the line at a 9.
Over.
Feels like it, right?
It has to be.
I didn't want to get carried away, but it feels like it's gonna be over 9. All right, Jaychele, I'll let you kind of before we do plugs and promotions. This is a big weekend for you, right? Fair to say. This is seriously like we do a lot of jokes around here, and you're about to get me the lead role on Fight TV, which I appreciate. But this feels like if things go the way we expect them to in the next few years, you'll look back on this weekend as being like a big one in your kind of ascension up that ladder. So, any final thoughts on just being fired up for Death Before Dishonor?
I low-key cried earlier, like a bitch.
Yeah.
I cried like a bitch. Yeah.
I cry all the time. Don't worry about it.
I was just kind of thinking about where I was in terms of like, I guess like, what is this, August? Almost like August of last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't even imagine I would be able to do a podcast or anything like that. And now I'm going to go do a media scrum and talk to a bunch of wrestlers. And I don't even know how to feel. It's like the weirdest feeling because to know like my peers have like been in that situation before and they probably view it as nothing. Like for me, it's still like a huge opportunity. I correct me if I'm wrong. People who've been to media scrums. I feel like I'm either the first or one of the first Black women to be in one of those media scrums. I'm definitely probably this at least the second youngest, maybe the third youngest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful. Somebody remembers. Oh yes, this is very true.
I
Um,
remember that. I remember
uh,
how many times we'd fuck up your name.
but I'm very excited. I can't wait to see if Tony Khan actually knows what the late night grin is and see if anybody remembers me. I'm gonna meet Claudio probably like 4 hours before I see him again, and he better remember who I am.
There is something wonderfully fitting about this whole thing, right? Like it's being a Ring of Honor show, and while Ring of Honor is very different now to the way you and I would used to talk about it, it's still Jonathan Gresham's in the main event, right? Like whether he's winning or losing, there's still something to be said for that.
Fucking
It's
Willow
cool.
was on the show.
Willow's on the
I
show.
don't even think
Yeah.
I described my feelings and emotions
Yeah.
when I saw Willow pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with my boyfriend. I'm always on the phone with my boyfriend. We watch Dynamite together now. And I'm downstairs watching TV and I see Willow's face. And I get up. I am
That's
jumping
cool.
on my couch at like what, fucking 9:30.
It was a big
Like,
night for Willow, man. It was a big night. It was cool. Yeah, and you know Caprice is still on commentary, who also is wonderful on Wrestling with Whiteness.
my uncle.
He's awesome, and you know, obviously, I know you do a lot of podcasts with the British guy Holbert, and you know, it's pretty funny that Smojo's on the show. We've got to be fair. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, we ignore the part that he's wrestling Jay Lethal, but it's pretty funny, right? It's objectively pretty funny. So
I mean, and I'm getting FTR and the Briscoes. And I feel like FTR is oddly very full circle for me because the first AEW show I went to, I literally wanted to meet the FTR, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck I would even say to them. Like, I
yeah,
was like so afraid and terrified, and now like I'm probably gonna talk to them. I mean, if they retain, they'll probably talk to them. But I think they're gonna put. Here's my guesses for who they put on the scrum. I think they go Claudio, uh, FTR, and I think they do Yuta. I don't know if they're actually going to do Joe or not. I mean, I obviously
yeah,
hope that they do Joe, but I think they want to do Yuta to give him some more media experience. Claudio, I feel like, even though he was just in the last one, I feel like they want to have him again because he's going to win his first world title.
yeah.
And then FTR, I don't think they're going to put the Briscoes on the media scrum. I really don't think that's a good idea. Please don't. Tony,
I think it could be a good idea.
I
I
don't
actually,
want to do that. I really don't.
honestly, I actually think it's what they should do in terms of just
I
like.
need my moment with FTR, though, Joe.
I know, I understand, but I think there's definitely something to be said for like people in wrestling just being transparent with situations. You know, when like guys talk about it, it's talk about it because everyone knows. Am I wrong?
Fair.
Like everyone talks around it.
I think they're a little bit too unfiltered for that, though.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're both nearly 40 now. They maybe are 40.
They got lots of kids.
Exactly right. Like obviously, you tell them not to be, not to get carried away out there. But I think it's something we said for actually talking about these things rather than what we do in wrestling, which is everyone just sort of looks the other way. It's just is what it is. Anyway, that's another story for another day. Yeah, it's cool. I do definitely think, as much as it would be a pop, I feel like if Joe gets a choice, he's not going to do that media scrum. Wait, you want me to answer questions about wrestling now? Absolutely not.
I'm very nervous. I have no questions prepared, but I'm just gonna go off of vibes. That's really my mindset going into this. Is I'm just gonna because I normally will sit there and I'll over prepare and I'll get nervous and then I'm gonna be upset that I didn't ask the question I wanted to ask or I didn't ask a good enough question. I didn't get the answer I wanted. I'm an overthinker. I'll sit there and overthink it. I just need to go in the moment, like with the questions that are relevant and what I actually feel I should be asking anyway. I'm also going to be open on my Twitter. I'm going to bring a bunch of power banks and stuff like that. If you guys want to tweet me questions while I'm there, you see somebody on the media scrum, you have a question, you guys are the Grin. I'm not going to open that to everybody because I don't fucking trust many people, but you guys are the Grinners. So if you have any questions that you want asked, or I guess technically answered, fucking send them over to me, tweet them at me, DM me, all that shit.
When are you? So you haven't got to do like any sort of big traveling for this show. You're close enough, right? So we're still doing Retire the Rankings, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm only an hour away, so I'm leaving.
Sweet.
I'm leaving day of. So we'll be good.
That's perfect. Because I know the Oracle of Wrestling. He's tripped to SummerSlam next week. He's sort of he claimed the other day he won't be on the Grin for a month. Like he's doing some sort of injury angle. You know?
Oh my god.
Bless his heart. Speaking of such, before you do your final plugs, so this is Thursday, right? So tomorrow. Many things. The Burt at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to do a guest spot on True Hill Heat and predict the show you just watched me predict. While you watch that, I don't know, but if you're really fucking bored, I'm going to predict it twice.
Go for it.
5 Eastern. Jaychele and I retire the rankings. We have a new leaderboard. That'll be updated tomorrow. Late Night Grin. We do not have, I believe it's going to be just Shoot and I, which is absolutely hilarious. We just did a 4-hour podcast ever last night. I don't know what we're going to do, but God bless. Absolutely, I know, it was crazy. Next week. Oh no, before I do that, Saturday, I think I'm going to go live just before Ring of Honor to give you guys a nice kind of lead in where we just hang out and talk shit. No Fleet Weeks, I'm going to be at Swerve's house. Sunday night, the intention, it could be a little bit late, Jaychele, right? But the intention is we're going to do a Ring of Honor review show in some form or fashion. You know, us two and whoever else, Stu may show up. I don't know who, Bobby. Probably not Bobby. Maybe Oracle. That's Sunday. Monday, we're going to do a show. This one's probably not in your wheelhouse, Jaychele. If you want to be on, you can be, but I'm not sure it'll suit you. Deciding the Decade, a new concept we're going to do. We're going to take, indeed, hold on, just bear with me. We're going to take classic wrestling events and we're going to compare decades. So SummerSlam, we're going to take the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. Told you it wouldn't be in your wheelhouse. And we're going to compare those decades and kind of figure out how they stack up to each other. We can do that for a lot of the old school wrestling shows. SummerSlam is the first we're going to do. So that's Monday. Tuesday, SummerSlam preview. Of course, Jaychele, that may be more suited to your strengths about the 90s.
I don't know anything that's happening besides Happy Corbin versus Pat McAfee.
Pop. So that's Tuesday.
Oh,
Wednesday,
I lied. I know Becky Bianca.
Exactly. That's why I think you should be there for that one. Wednesday is not much. I'm going to go to the cinema. Thursday.
I'll be at Dynamite. I'm probably going to meet Ricky Starks.
Thursday. You know, I did a podcast with him once. Thursday, the Jaychele Appreciation Society, Bianca Belair, premiere of that series for SummerSlam week. We're going to watch 6 Bianca Belair matches, which will be announced at some point.
Can I make a special intro?
We have one, right? Remember?
I know. I mean, like to tack on after that, like of me doing a bunch of Bianca moves. I'm gonna do a braid and I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna blow a kiss and I'm gonna smack my ass. I don't actually think I can do that on air.
That feels like a bad idea.
I feel like I'll get in trouble for that. But
I would like to remind you. I would like to remind you of what this looks like, though. I feel like that should be the intro, you know.
Fine.
You know.
Maybe a promo. I'll figure something out.
Just like maybe you could like write an intro that works in like the EST stuff, you know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like your first bit, because you could host that show, right? Because the J show, it feels like it'd be done for me. Like here we are.
Oh yeah, I should bring a guest.
Yes, Bianca Belair would be pretty good.
Oh, if I could do that, I totally would.
Yeah, all caps. Anyway, next week's gonna be absolute. God, that would fucking rule. Could you imagine?
Should I request to interview her one day?
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm not going to use my next interview because I have another interview coming up.
How could you? What question could you ask Julia that would be like a reference to the Grin stuff, but would make sense to her?
Why is your Twitter name with all caps?
Yeah, but to make it seem like a normal question, you'd be like, "Is that a tribute to the great Japanese wrestler?" Like Kenta and
I'm not. I don't even think she will have it. I think she would hate me.
Yeah, but like, imagine if you just said, "Why is it all caps?" That sounds insane. You're like losing your mind.
No, I can figure it out. Me and her are both young, so I feel like me and her will relate better.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what she'll think when you ask her about why her name's all caps. Well, yeah, that'd be good.
I'd have to do that. I should have did Chris Statlander's thing on my face.
What if you did the interview totally normal, no bits, but you just every time you mention Malachi, instead of calling him Malachi, you called him Spooky Tom.
I would have called him Alistair. I should call him Alistair every time.
That'd be good. Yeah, and see what she does. So you're in this group with Brody King, Alistair, and Murphy. Is it a good time over there? Just see if she.
No, you mean Matthews. Oh no, he was Murphy. He was Murphy. They're the same person. I go Matthews, Murphy, whatever. Yeah. There you go. You were right.
That's unfortunate. All right. Well, anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. Try the rankings, 5 Eastern. You see them, folks. I'll be on the Burt. You can see me there a little earlier in the day. We hope you've enjoyed this. We'll be back for much more Ring of Honor coverage later on this weekend. So much to look forward to. In the meantime, enjoy this very serious outro. All hell.